Okay, there's no other way for me to start this vlog than this right here. I didn't do this on camera, so you're just gonna have to take my word for this. I know this is a very rare occurrence, but I just opened up a Starburst and it was a double pink. 2 pinks, a double pink. I gotta calm down. I gotta come down a bit. I do daily vlogs, and a lot of it has to do with life and teaching and marriage and just what's going on in our lives, mental health, all that. So I have made Fridays. Every Fridays I film a classroom chat. It's all classroom, the whole vlog about what's going on in the classroom, what's working, what's not working, updates, just so that you can get everything that's going on. I don't always talk about it in the daily vlog, so this is kind of to round out the week and to let you know and update you what's going on. So I'm going to share a few things that are working, share a few fun moments of this week, things that I found to be helpful, and just kind of talk a little bit about the classroom and how things are going. This week was pretty good, and today itself was pretty good. I want to talk about a couple funny things that happened today and this week in general. Let me first introduce you to a character. If you've not watched these vlogs for very long, or teaching tip videos in particular, you won't have met this person. Dopey is a fictional character that I've created. He does everything wrong, and we are trying not to be like Dopey. He's always late, he smells, he doesn't wear pants, he hits kids, he runs, and that's what he talks like. He's got a shirt that's got holes in it, and has 3 hairs. Anyway, it's kind of a silly thing, but we talk about what Dopey would do in a certain situation and how we cannot be like Dopey, and we've made up like fictional like scenarios that Dopey gets himself in, like Dopey sells socks and other questionable merchandise out of the back of an unmarked van on Main Street, and we all try not to have that be our future, and what are the steps we can take to not end up like this. So it's a fun thing that we do, but the kids seem to enjoy it. So it's just kind of like it's a fun way to set classroom expectations, because you can talk about, this is what Dopey would do, so what are we going to do? So that's something that I've kind of implemented more and more, and it's like a fun little, it just makes it a little bit more fun. And for all of you who are wondering how my teacher versus student game went this week, it was week long, and here are the final results. Mr. Thain, 165, students 166. They edged me out by one mere point. They edged me out. Now, obviously, this was totally designed for them to win, but it went back and forth quite a bit all week long. I was up by 20 this morning. I fashioned it in a way that they would win by the end of the day if they did a certain thing. But here was a surprise. Just the box of mystery. Basically, the box of mystery was all the random little prizes and rewards and extra snacks and stuff that I've accumulated over the year. I put it in the box, wrote box of mystery on it, and the kids really got into it at the end of the day. I called them one by one I called them one on one. Let me put you down. I called them one-on-one to gaze upon the box of mystery and wonder, and they could take one prize, but the box closes in 10 seconds. And if you look upon the box a second time, your eyes will burn. I told them that. I also told them that the #1 rule of the mystery box, or box of mystery, is that we don't talk about the box of mystery to anyone who is not able to look upon it. So only students that follow directions got to look upon it, and it was just another fun thing that we did today. But they did win the game. I'm not going to do it next week. These types of like things, these external motivator activities like teacher versus student games, you can't do them every day, every week, otherwise they lose their allure. So I'm going to try and think of something else weird to do next week. Like I said, if you do stuff too much, it's not as fun anymore. So be looking out for what I'm going to do next week. I'll think about this weekend a little bit. Earlier this week in one of my other vlogs, I was talking about those little moments that remind you why you teach, why you wanted to become a teacher, and I talked a little bit about why I became a kindergarten teacher. Today, I had one of those moments. It was the end of the day. It was playtime. Playtime is at the end of the day. We have 15 minutes of center time. They can choose what they want to do. We have toys and stuff, and it's only if we've earned it. Every day we try to earn it by getting our work done and so on and so forth. And I had one of my students, instead of doing iPad or computer or Legos, she asked me if she could do this. Let me show you. I've got these boxes, and it's A through Z. The box contains all things that start with that letter. And it ended up being most of the kids were on computers, but like 4 other students and myself were going through all these boxes and talking about what was inside them. It was like accidental learning. And how awesome is that? Like, they chose on their own accord, they chose to go through those boxes and talk about what was in each one. And it was just like, this is learning. This is nice. Everybody's calm. Other kids were on computers. Like, it was a random act of learning. And the end of the year can be a rough time because kids are getting tired of school. We as teachers are getting tired. We are feeling it. We're feeling all the pressure of the testing and everything coming up. It's important that we stay grounded. It's important that we stay positive, and it's really important that we make light of things and we can have a little bit of fun. So I'm going to share a quick funny story with you today. We have got these little letter boxes that I was talking about. We've got these little letter boxes that have things that start with that letter inside it. One of my kids got the T out, and there's a little tiny toothpaste in there. And she asked me, Mr. Thain, where did you get this little tiny toothpaste? And I said, well, actually, I got it from the tiny store on Main Street. I said, yeah, you can buy tiny products, tiny toothpaste, everything there is super tiny, and it's owned by a real tiny man, and you have to pay him real tiny money when you go there. I had them going. I was talking. They're asking me all types of questions about it. I love just kind of joking around with them, kind of the back and forth. Yeah, I got this little, and I just having fun with my students and keeping light of things and just trying to get through the year together, because remember, your students and you, it's like a family. There's give and take. There's good days. There's bad days. Sometimes you're angry with each other. Your kids will be mad at you. You'll be mad at them. But remember that to try to maintain a positive atmosphere, you got to take light of something sometimes, and you got to joke around. You got to be fun. You have to have fun, and it's not always easy to do, especially with the pressures of state testing and the end of the year and all that mumbo jumbo and everything. So I just wanted to try to stay light and have a fun day. Finding out your students' interests and talking about that. I talk to one of my students about WWE all the time. My kids are super into Minecraft, so sometimes we'll just have a quick conversation about that during a lesson, before our lesson, just to kind of keep it light and to keep everybody's sanity, because, you know, you have to have it. It can't be all business all the time. You really got to be personable with your students as much as possible. I'm not always the best at it, so I'm working on it, but I just wanted to kind of share that with you, and that's something that I am personally working on more and more. You know, they're 5 and 6, I'm 27, so there's a big age gap there, so it sometimes can be harder, but something that I'm working on. I had another little bit of a realization today as well when my students were at the computer lab, and they were all so very engaged in their learning path and activities. And my realization was kind of a harsh one. It was, at no point can I ever produce or reproduce the type of engagement that my students can get on a computer program that they want to do. They get every at-bat, they get every turn, they don't have to wait. They don't have, you know, they are in control, they can do, and it's engaging. And especially now with how society is changing, everybody's looking at a screen all the time. You have one of 2 ways to go in education. We can embrace it, or we can fight against it. I'm all for embracing it, to be honest. Embracing technology. Our kids are gonna be on tablets, on iPhones, on all those devices their entire life. Most kids are using smartphones by the time they're 1, 2 years old already. We should start embracing that instead of condemning it. I am not saying we should not still stay traditional and do something. And obviously they need to learn how to read and write, but we still have to do pencil paper tasks and all that type of thing. Teach cursive in the upper grades. I'm all for that as well. But we really do need to embrace the fact that our society is changing, and we are not preparing kids for the same types of jobs that even we were being prepared for when we were in school. Things are changing. Things are going to be more automated. We're going to need more computer programmers, app writers. We're going to need people that know how to code. We have to start thinking about that. So Next year, I'm going to continue, over the summer, I'm going to keep looking at different programs, and I really want to get more technology time. A good balance, though, between technology time, on-screen time, and off-screen time. Social skills, writing, reading, that sort of thing. But I want a healthy, nice balance. I just feel like that's the way of the future, and I want to be one. I want to be one to embrace it, and I want my students to be computer literate. That's one of my new goals every year. I feel like my students are getting that now. Today I did a little mini lesson on how to add favorites in Google Chrome and how to navigate that. My students are actually learning the importance of learning how to spell, because they're like, how do I get to X, Y, and Z, or how do I get to this type of thing? One of my students wanted to watch a Minecraft video on YouTube for playtime, and he said, how do you spell Minecraft? I'm like, I don't know, sound it out. I can't. I said, sound it out, and he worked at it, and he figured it out. They're learning that, oh, this is why I have to learn how to spell. But, it's just the way the chimes are changing, and I feel like as educators, we have to embrace it instead of fight against it. And, anyways, just a quick announcement before I end the vlog today. Don't forget, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time will be my live stream. I'm going to be live streaming, talking to you guys real time, live. We did one last Sunday. It was so much fun. I loved having all you guys in it with me. And it will be archived as a viewable video. It will be archived as a viewable video later if you can't make that time. Sunday, April 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Can't wait to see you guys there. Anyways, I had a good week. I hope you guys had a good week as well. Find your gift, share it with the world, and remember, you are worth it. See you tomorrow.